Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of, no, this is your December bonus reading. Just kidding. I just started Pisces, so give me a second to wake up here. But you have this Serendipity card and this Building Blocks card. I love these two cards, both of them. The Serendipity card is kind of like luck coming in for you, or just, kind of being in a more lucky time. The Building Blocks card literally just says you are building something in your life and everything is kind of falling into place. So I feel for a lot of you that this is saying the things that you need at this time are kind of like falling into place. You start with the Chariot, which I'll show you in just a second, but the Chariot can obviously represent like a victory or a big win coming in for you. I think you're more clear on your direction is what this reading is saying to me. Like you understand where you're going, you understand what you are doing in your life or what you want to be doing in your life. And when we have a clear direction, of course, it makes everything easier. So this, again, I've said it before, but this retrograde that we have going on in Sagittarius does seem to be bringing in a lot of clarity. So, retrogrades aren't always confusing. I mean, they definitely can be, but, and I'm sure there will be moments of confusion for you during this retrograde like everybody else. But I think when it comes to your direction in life, that the Chariot says you know where you're going, which is great. The Chariot is setting himself apart. He's leaving this city behind him behind. And, the other thing that's popping into my head is something I've definitely said to you before, is that I think the challenge for the next few years for Pisces is that there's going to be like nothing to compare yourself to. So I think it's hard when you don't have any examples, right? When you can't really, if you come up with an idea, for example, and there are no examples, there's like no one to look at to say like, okay, this is going to work, then it can make it hard to know whether or not something you're about to work on is going to work or not. And so I think that is the challenge, is to trust, right? He is trusting these two sphinxes in front of him. They represent the mysteries of the universe. And the reason he's trusting them is because he has these stars up here, these moons right here, represents as above, so below. So he is in perfect alignment with what he wants. He knows that if he stays in alignment, that the universe will bring him to what he wants. You have this Hangman as your crossing energy. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. And the Hangman is your card, which is pretty good. And the Hangman also says that maybe it's time to start moving forward, especially when it's sideways like this, when it is your crossing energy. It's like, in the reverse, the Hangman is moving forward. He's about ready to get started on his journey. But when he's in Hangman mode, he's kind of stuck. But again, when he's sideways, then he's not sure what he's going to do. So I think the Hangman is saying, like, I don't really feel like you're stuck, but I do feel that maybe there are some bigger steps you could take to accomplish your goal or whatever is going on here. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune, Ace of Pentacles showing up in this reading. It's like definitely a big opportunity that you are working on, and I think that it probably has to do with your destiny with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is your personal vision for your life. It is the ultimate vision for your life, and so is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is showing up in the area of what's on your mind, or the area of your thoughts in the Celtic cross. And so a lot of you are probably thinking about long-term goals, long-term wishes and dreams. Ten of Pentacles is building, leaving a legacy, having a family. It's like everything. So a lot of you are thinking about your whole entire life. And again, the Wheel of Fortune really confirms that for me in this reading, because the Wheel of Fortune, again, is your destiny, how you see it, is like your personal vision for your life. So a lot of you are thinking about, how you can build long-term success, or how you can get your Ten of Pentacles. And, again, the Ten of Pentacles is different for everyone. I always say the Ten of Pentacles is something that we work on forever. It's something that we will do for our whole entire lives. And so I think it's time for you to start moving forward. You do have the Devil, which we're going to talk about in a second. And, the devil can sometimes represent needing to overcome something that's toxic, or needing to set yourself free. And, again, some of you might be feeling a little bit stuck here with that Devil energy. You have the Five of Swords in the area of your foundation. I kind of feel like it is a little bit of a lonely time for Pisces. So, I think there's a lot of good opportunity for connection and even love relationships at the end of the year here. But but again, that doesn't mean that you're not feeling lonely. I mean, I think you can be in a relationship and feel lonely as well. So there's something about loneliness popping into my head with the Five of Swords, and I feel like the Five of Swords is saying that you need to find the right connections that make you not feel lonely, or you need to open up to other people. That's like the first thing I'm getting. The second thing I'm getting is, of course, the Devil. So going from the Five of Swords to the Devil, this could represent kind of removing yourself from any toxic situations or removing yourself from situations that have been holding you back. And the Five of Swords is kind of like a risk. So I do feel that there could also be a risk that you're taking to cut something out. And we'll talk about that more in a minute. Next, in the area of your past, you have this reach for the moon. It says go for it. You also have this moonlight card. It says embrace uncertainty. So again, I said that on the Chariot, that, it's almost like there are no examples for what you are about to do in your life, or there is a lot of uncertainty in the reading. It's a very good reading, but the Chariot, again, he really doesn't know where he's going. He's leaving behind everything he is familiar with on the Chariot card, so he's not sure if he should move forwards or backwards, or if he's going in the right direction, or if he's doing what he should be doing. He really has to trust. And also, he really has to go for it, like this card says. He has to have the confidence to kind of take control. He's the card of hard control in the tarot, so he really has to take control to make things happen. In the past, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is a pretty good card, and the past position is what you could be leaving behind. It's what you're moving past. The King of Wands is bold and confident and assertive. He's also a little bit of a visionary as well, and I don't think you're like moving past those energies, but I do think you've had to learn how to develop those energies inside of yourself. And so I would say that this is actually good news as far as I'm concerned, because it's kind of like saying that you have developed the energies of confidence and assertiveness and boldness, and also working towards your goals, wishes, dreams, all those other things. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this ultimate fulfillment card. It says you are now entering into a time of peace, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. Love it. You have this helping hand. It says the universe, Chariot. It says the universe is helping you find something you need that will lead you to your next steps. Chariot. As long as you stay in alignment, then I think you will be getting the helping hand from the universe that you need, especially if you've been feeling stuck. I really don't get much here on this Devil, like toxic wise. To me, the Devil in your reading is more just talking about like a stuck energy, or feeling like you can't move forward type of energy, or feeling like you don't know the answers. That's really what I'm picking up on here. And I think if you get into alignment, you'll be successful. I think if you understand that you're just not going to know what to do necessarily, that you have to go on this journey and figure it out, then I think that will help you to like set yourself free, or to feel like you're making progress, or to feel like you're moving forward. And that's what I would pay attention to here. It's a really important time for health. Like, even me, like, not to talk about myself too much here, but it's like I feel like I've been fighting a cold for like 2 months, right? Where it's like I keep almost getting sick and then I keep doing things to stay healthy, of course, and I don't get sick, but it's like there's been something that's trying to get at me, right? Like a cold for like 2 months now. And even today I feel it, right? And so I think that it is an important time for Pisces to stay healthy, especially in the month of December. There is a lot going on where I guess I could say, I could say there's a lot of astrology that is kind of like stay healthy, right? So I would definitely stay healthy with this Devil card. Next, in your outcome position row, you have the Strength card and the Surrender card. I feel like you need to surrender to yourself, and I also feel like you need to realize that you have developed the strength. Again, King of Wands is really saying to me that you have developed these skills of, boldness, assertiveness, and probably through challenges. And so I think you need to kind of like surrender to going on the journey, or creating your 10 of Pentacles. You have the Ace of Pentacles over the next few months, which is amazing. Definitely, if you're working on anything, I would be spending this time nurturing whatever it is that you're working on. I do think, we have a lot of retrogrades right now at the end of the year, and really the energy doesn't clear up till like after March, because, we'll be in the Mars retrograde shadow until like April or something like that. So, again, I think until March, we have all this energy, but what I would do is I would spend this time nurturing activities for your businesses, your careers, your relationships, everything that you're doing. I look at the Ace of Pentacles as like a garden, and it's something where we have to water it, feed it, fertilize it. We have to give it sunlight. And if we do all those things, then whatever we're working on will be successful. So, this could be like working on, foundational activities for your business, like doing those things that, they might be like little boring activities, but they kind of help build the foundation. I don't really know what I'm trying to say clearly, Pisces, but again, I think that the things that strengthen whatever you're working on is what the Ace of Pentacles is encouraging you to do over the next month of December, and I would say longer, probably into next year. I would be working on those things. Like, I'm not saying boring, but just like supportive activities. I'm trying to come up with a better word, and it's not working. So I hope that makes sense. But whatever you do for like work and business especially, that's what I'd be focusing on. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Queen of Cups. This is all relationships, not just love. But what I would say is I would follow your heart. I think your heart is really guiding you at this time. I would also, she's kind of focusing on herself. She's focusing on her own heart. And that does not mean that she isn't allowing people into her life. Your next card is the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is a very social card, so, we'll talk about that in a minute, but, I do think that, putting your heart first is what the Queen of Cups is saying, and following your heart would be best in connections. It's just a great card to show up in this position. It could say that you're forming really nurturing connections with people, which would be good. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Eight of Wands. Feel really good about this. It's like off to the races. Eight of Wands is quick success, quick movement. And so you go from the Hanged Man as your first card to the Eight of Wands and as your future feelings. And the Eight of Wands is just moving forward, is making progress or feeling like you are making progress towards your goals, wishes, dreams, or whatever else it is that you're doing. So I feel really good. I just feel good about this in general. I also feel this is good for socializing, like I said, so it could be a very social time. I would just make sure you're surrounding yourself with positive people, obviously, people that nurture you, not people that take from you with the Devil card. Your outcome card is the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune says that fortunes are turning in your favor, and it definitely looks that way to me in this reading. It's like you go from no movement to movement. Things are finally moving forward, and I think you've developed a lot of confidence in yourself, which is allowing you to move forward as well. It's another card of mysteries. We have a Sphinx right here at the top of the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is about education in some ways. Each one of these signs, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo, they have a book in their hands or claws or whatever. And it kind of just says that educating yourself on anything that is a mystery will be very important. But Wheel of Fortune, very good card for an outcome, would definitely represent a lot of luck as well. Again, I will say, Pisces, I didn't expect this reading to be like extremely positive like it is. Not that December is a bad month for you, but, I just figured that December would be a little bit slower for Pisces and, still good, but just slower. But really this looks not like that. With the Chariot and the Hanged Man, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this is the needing things. Sometimes I think we think that we need something to be able to make progress, and I feel the Five of Pentacles is saying, well, you need to move forward anyway. So even if you think you need something to, start that business or start that relationship or to, grow, to move or whatever it is you're trying to do, the Five of Pentacles says that we need to find a way. It's a card of needing to focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. And you have the Chariot as well. The Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. So if you want to do something bad enough, you will make it happen with the Chariot, even if you're lacking a resource that you think you need. So the Five of Pentacles, I think, is encouraging you to move past your limitations. With the Ten of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something about you needing to do something extraordinary here. And I'm not trying to be clickbaity, right? What I'm saying is Four of Pentacles is kind of like a comfort zone. To break out of this comfort zone, maybe he needs to do something, not crazy, but he needs to do something that's bigger than himself. He needs to do something that's a little bit of a risk. Five of Swords in your reading. And so the Four of Pentacles says you can stay where you are. And again, no judgment here. You can keep doing what you're doing. That's fine. But if you really want that Ten of Pentacles life, the Four of Pentacles kind of says you have to do something that is bigger. You have to take those risks, and that's what I would do with the Four of Pentacles. I do feel good about the Four of Pentacles with the Ten of Pentacles because, again, I think a lot of you have been struggling probably since 2008 financially, of course, because of you had Uranus and Aries in your second house, which I always say literally probably the worst place for Uranus maybe, and also, just very challenging to have it in your second house as well. It's very unpredictable, and, Aries Aries, the problem with having Uranus in Aries, even though it's not there anymore, these are the lessons you learned between, in 2008, starting in that time, or maybe even before that, is that, Aries has a hard time. They're great at starting things, but they have a hard time finishing things. But financially, with Uranus in your second, it's like you could have started things that reached a certain level and then just didn't, kind of failed. Or you could have like made money and then like lost it just as quickly as you made it. So, very unpredictable. And I think that's what the energy Pisces is used to. But, again, I think you have to break free from that. And you are. With the Five of Swords, you have the Seven of Pentacles. I think you're taking the chance to create something new. Seven of Pentacles says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He's looking at what he has grown. And he's saying, like, is there a better way I could do things in my life? Or, should I change direction in my life? Those are the questions he's asking. And so I think a lot of you could be making a change in work as well. With the King of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. I kind of feel like you're slowing things down. It's funny that I said that I felt like December would be slower, but maybe the real message is that you are kind of like not rushing things. You're taking your time with things more. And sometimes when we take our time with things actually move faster, because when we take our time, we're not making mistakes, so we don't have to go back and redo things. And so even though you could be kind of like slowing things down so that things actually happen faster. With the Devil, you have the Justice card. We kind of are in a time of karma. I would say retrogrades in the first place can bring in karma. And then on top of that, we had Pluto move into Aquarius. And that cusp from Capricorn to Aquarius, I definitely think could be, it's not really karmic, but I can see how it could have to do with balancing out karma or, bringing justice into your life. So again, this could be a good move. And we have Capricorn right here with the Devil. And so, even though Pluto has moved into Aquarius, I still think that a lot of you could actually be getting kind of like justice for the things that you've learned or the things that you've been through. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely, some of you could be receiving a love offer here. Not really love reading. I think this is all about the changes you're making in your life. But I do feel that there could be some sort of love offer for some of you. I also feel this could be about just, entering into the flow. I think Pisces is at their best, of course, when they're going with the flow or in the flow. And that's what you're doing. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Emperor here. Yeah, like I said, I do think some of you could be attracting like an Emperor and Empress. So love is definitely possible for those of you that want it. Is it your main focus? No, but I think that there's something, like, I feel like, let's put it this way. Maybe in the past, King of Wands, Knight of Swords, it's like you would try to force a connection to work. I think that you are more with that Queen of Cups. You're like, I'm putting my heart first. And if a relationship flows, meaning it comes into my life and it just happens, then fine. If it doesn't, then not fine. I will not enter into that relationship. So I kind of feel like that is your attitude. Like, if it has a certain flow to it, great. If it doesn't, then I won't even bother. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, very good. Definitely your fortune's turning in your favor. Definitely things kind of moving in the right direction. I would keep that momentum going. I think Chariot, Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Eight of Wands, these are cards of momentum. They're cards of like when something good happens, keep moving in that direction and keep the momentum going. Keep doing the things you did to make things successful. I always say, I had a friend who worked in real estate, who was super successful, and he was doing this like marketing thing that was building his business very like to huge numbers, right? But he got lazy and he stopped doing what worked, and he stopped doing the thing that he was doing to get customers. And like after like 3 months of not doing something, all of a sudden he didn't have any new customers because he stopped keeping the momentum going. And so I think that's why it's important to keep the momentum going, because sometimes there are like certain things we have to do to keep our life moving forward. And the Wheel of Fortune says keep doing those things. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Three of Swords, which is weird, but Three of Swords could be health as well, like I said. So Three of Swords could be encouraging you to like stay healthy, to keep doing things that you've done to stay healthy. It could also say be careful of repeating a cycle, Devil, Wheel of Fortune right here. So again, if you have a person who's coming back, I would be very careful during this retrograde. But Three of Swords also represents healing your heart. And we see a lot of heart-based energy here. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, Three of Swords. I would definitely, heal your heart. You have this influence card. If you are getting into a new connection, I would be careful of external influences, and just in general. This could represent like third parties or past people trying to ruin something new, so I'd be careful of that. You have this appreciation card. I love this card. It's a card of abundance. We have this cornucopia right here, which is a symbol of abundance. And I think gratitude, of course, is the best energy to attract more abundance into your life. Next, you have this discrimination card. This card is about being able to tell what's right and what's wrong for you. So I think a lot of you have learned a lot of lessons about like what's good for you and what's bad for you. And I would just make sure that you're focusing on the good stuff with the Five of Pentacles. You have this indecision card. Like the universe is definitely trying to guide you. We had a little bit of indecision here, mostly because I feel like you again have nothing to compare what you're about to do to. So there's no example. And I think the universe is trying to get you to take those first steps. Even that Four of Pentacles, holding on to your current situation, but you have the Ten of Pentacles. You're thinking about it because it's coming up in the area of your thoughts. You have bigger thoughts, right? And I think the universe is trying to say, like, take steps towards those big thoughts. You have this excitement card. Yeah, a lot of excitement coming in for you. A lot of exciting opportunities as well. So really good reading. Like I said, I would definitely take care of yourself. Don't get sick like me, although I'm not. I keep fighting it off, but I would watch out for that. But it looks pretty good. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.